Hey everybody, welcome to another installment of Brad Cook Stuff. This week I was in the mood for meat, but I couldn't decide what kind. So in the end, I kind of got a little bit of everything, and that's what we're going to use in our dish tonight. I grabbed a handful of mini flour tortillas, so we're going to make some mini meat wraps. That's right. Anyway, let's take a look at the ingredients and see what we're working with. Here are the ingredients for tonight's dish. We start with some ground beef, ground pork, and ground chicken. I've got one red pepper, some Taco Bell brand taco seasoning, and a handful of mini flour tortillas. All right, let's go ahead and chop up this red pepper. So I'm going to chop this into some small pieces. Man, that stem is huge. There we go. Man, that was a large stem in there. We're going to set these aside in this little container here and get started on the meat. I'm going to use my medium-sized pan today, and we are just going to put in all of this meat. I'm going to mix all this up here. Oh, check all that out. Well, that's just a huge hodgepodge of meat there. I'm going ahead and put in this package of seasoning mix. I'm going to mix all this in. Whew. Had it for a little while. It clumped up in the package. That is going to take a little while to cook, but yeah, turn on the heat and get this started. Yeah, it's taking a long time, but I think we're close to done, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the red pepper. I think this might actually be done. I'm gonna have a lot of leftovers on this. It's a good thing I have so many of those wraps. All right, let's go ahead and set this aside, and we'll get our tortilla wraps ready. Last time I made wraps, I was told that I should put them on a frying pan and heat them up. So that's what I will do. All that remains is to put some filling in and wrap them up. And to keep them together, I am going to pierce them with a toothpick. Go. All right. Let's get this other one. I got two. Let's try them out. All right. Moment of truth. I have here a plate with two very small tortilla wraps containing ground pork, ground beef, ground chicken, seasoned with taco seasoning, and with some cut up red pepper. I mean, come on! They smell pretty good, and they're kind of small, so I think they'll be easy to eat. All right. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. That's actually not too bad, although that first bite is always going to be more tortilla. Also, this thing is dripping, so I'm going to have to eat it over the plate. All right, let's get another bite. Yeah, I like that. It's not spectacular, but it's pretty good. And I would say it's also very filling. Yeah, let's finish this off. I think I'm going to have to at least start this second one here. So the meat in these is suitably seasoned. Not as much as I thought it would be. I think I miscalculated how much seasoning that I needed, but I could remedy that later on if I just wanted to add a little bit more. And those red peppers actually give it a nice little crunch, a little extra texture. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nice. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and have to have another one more bite here before we wrap up. No pun intended. So this idea came to me because lately I've been doing a lot of beef or pork or chicken, larger meals or sandwiches, and I thought I wanted to kind of mix it up and do something I don't often do, and small wraps with some ground meat and a red pepper seemed like the perfect opportunity. Was this difficult to make? Not at all. Cut up a pepper, mix up your meat, put in the seasoning, and then kind of heat up a couple of tortillas. That's pretty much it. I have several more of these wraps and a crap load of the meat and pepper mixture. So yeah, I'll be having these again at least a couple of times. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'm gonna see to the massive amount of dishes I generated just from making them. So yeah, they're not difficult to make, but the cleanup is gonna be kind of a pain. Anyway, as always, appreciate you guys stepping in, and we'll see you in the next video.